What's up, Savvy Expats? My name is Julio, and today we're going to be talking about my living expenses here in Bonifacio Global City as an expat. So let's get into it. Living in Bonifacio Global City certainly isn't cheap. It's a first-class metropolitan area where most foreigners like me usually live in. It's got shopping malls, plazas, and a heck ton of restaurants everywhere you go. Now let's dive into my specific living expenses. So first of all, let's start with housing. Renting an apartment in Bonifacio Global City can be quite expensive, especially if you want to live in a central location close to amenities and work. I currently pay around 50,000 pesos or around $1,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment in a mid-rise building called Forbeswood Heights that has a gym, pool, and other amenities. It's very convenient for me and my family because of how close we are to Forbes-town. It's filled with restaurants, bars, and including a marketplace. It's also very nice at night because of how everyone hangs around in this area. So you should try it out. And now let's talk about groceries. Me and my family usually buy groceries inside the marketplace or at Landmark. And as for prices, well, me and my family also try to stick to a budget for groceries. But prices for imported goods can be quite high in the Philippines, especially with the ongoing inflation everywhere around the world. So in our personal experience, we usually spend around 25,000 pesos or around $500 per month for groceries. Next up, let's talk about food. Bonifacio Global City has a diversity of eateries, from fancy restaurants to street food stalls. BGC has an abundance of options, like Western restaurants such as Shake Shack or local food chains such as Jollibee. It's pretty amazing the amount of options that you have here in BGC. So usually it comes out around 5,000 pesos or $100 per week by eating out with my family. So in the end, it costs around 20,000 pesos or $400 per month. Now, let's move on to transportation. Bonifacio Global City has a decent public transportation system with jeepneys, buses, and taxis, although taxis are the most annoying to use because of the drivers wanting to charge you extra. It's still good to use because they're running throughout the city. I also like to use ride-hailing apps like Angkas, Grab, or Joyride. Why? Because it's convenient, cheap, and easy to use. So you better download this app if you want a shorter ride overall. I typically spend around 1,500 pesos or 3,000 pesos per week, or in dollars, I spend around $30 or $60 per week. But if we're talking by the end of the month, it's around 6,000 pesos or 12,000 pesos, or around $120 to $240 per month. Now, let's talk about entertainment and leisure. Bonifacio Global City has plenty of options for entertainment, like movie theaters, clubs like Zaleo and Nectar, or live music venues. I also like to spend time outdoors, so I often go out with my friends or family in the surrounding area.